I made a video yesterday. I kind of attempted this video, but I didn't really get very far with it. So I thought I might try again today here. Oh, get in there. Get in there. That's right. Sorry, oh man, I just dropped some on the floor. Well, don't worry. It'll come up when I vacuum a month from now. Wow. How pathetic can we get in one video? Let me tell you. Wow, I think I might just have to... Dude, I don't think this is a Macintosh Apple. It doesn't have the texture of one. Oh well. I've been kind of realizing more lately that I've really got... Well, let me just put it this way. About 6 days ago, I made a video in which I basically went on for about 25 minutes making the case that the reason I'm still smoking is because I don't have a reason to live. And I talked about that for 25 minutes. It was all logic, it was all... it was a bunch of crap, really, huh? Well, it's hard to say, because when I look at it logically, it's like, that is kind of almost true. I know I have, potential as a person to do more with my life. And I do have reasons to live. I mean, I shouldn't sit here and act like I don't, because I got my whole Final Fantasy III thing, and I'd like to see my nieces grow up. That would be nice, too. But if you're going to talk about things logically, well, if my Aunt Lorinda or my Uncle Elgin came up to me and said that I was their biggest reason to live, I think I'd feel pretty bad for them. I just wonder, how much longer before I finally find something for myself. What could it be? Winning the lottery? I don't know. Well, the thing of it is, this is all the kind of stuff I was kind of saying that day in that video. But the problem with that is that, it wouldn't be so hard for me to just get my shit together here, and maybe other good things would come once I did that. Because if I was a better looking person, if I had a better, well, I don't mean to say better looking, but, if I had a better attitude about life, instead of sitting here self-pitying all the time, I think it's time for me to just finally say, okay, we're going to set some goals here. We're going to start out slow. I mean, we're not going to do everything all at once. The quitting smoking thing, that'll come in due time. But I'd like to, the thing that worries me the most about quitting smoking is the weight gain, because I already weigh 240. And the thing of it is, I actually have 3 really big things going for me as far as keeping the weight off. Number 1 is that I'm active at my job, and I'm on my feet pretty much the entire time that I'm at work, except for when I'm taking breaks. Number 2 is I smoke, and obviously that helps you lose weight, even though it's not good for you. And then the third thing is, what was the third thing? Well, the third thing is I don't eat fast food. I mean, I never go to McDonald's. I go like once a month maybe once every 2 months. But what I eat as an alternative, I eat the Hungry Man TV dinners, and those have quite a few calories. I don't know, I just need to do something different, because I'm about to be 32 years old this Saturday. And, I can understand a 3-year-old throwing up their green beans, but for me to not be able to eat green beans without my gag reflex kicking in, well, something ain't right about that, Because part of growing up is learning not to, disabling that, or overcoming that instinct. Learn to just eat your freaking vegetables, I'm not Bart Simpson here. I gotta start being an adult, But that's the hardest part, because I never really did grow up mentally. When I hear somebody say their husband is a big kid, I think, oh, well, he's just like me then, But yeah, so I don't know what exactly I'm going to do, but I am going to, I think starting with my birthday and maybe working up to like June 21st, I can start gradually making some changes, cut back on the soda, which I know is a huge thing. I mean, I drink probably 6 cans of soda a day. I also want to try to cut back on the sweets, and try to replace them with, fruits or something, because fruits aren't so bad. You know what the biggest problem really is? It's that expression, live like there's no tomorrow. That is the problem. Because I've had that shoved down my throat all my life. Not just by my parents, but everywhere I go it seems like I hear that. And maybe I'm just taking the expression the wrong way, but I don't know how many ways there really are to take it. Because when I hear someone say, live like there's no tomorrow, I figure, okay, well, if there was no tomorrow, there would be no consequences to smoking or to, eating cookies all day, So I think what the expression is more talking about is get out there and do the things that you always wanted to do. Get out there and do those things now while you still can. You know, like go see Hawaii or go see the Grand Canyon or go have kids or fall in love or do something, you know. Get out of the house and just go live your life and, you know, experience things, not just sitting around here eating. I mean, you may be enjoying yourself, sure. But I guess I've just totally taken that expression the wrong way. Because when I hear people say things like that, like, you know, live for the day, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to live for the day, you know. I mean, I could quit smoking today, but then I better hope that there's a tomorrow so that I can reap the benefits of doing that, you know. But if you're living like there is no tomorrow, you know, well, that totally contradicts that. I got to get it through my skull, you know, that there is a tomorrow, and there's going to be a day after that, and there's going to be a day after that, and there's going to be a month after that. Because this is not going to get any easier. And I know I've had this little pep talk with myself before, and look where I ended up. Right back where I started, but maybe sometimes it just takes more than one try. I don't know. Sometimes you relapse, sometimes you fall back into your old habits, and you just gotta work your way back up again. By the way, I bought this at a gas station yesterday. It's one of the numbers. I just saw him sitting on the counter. I'm like, hey, I want one of these. He said, okay, it's $10. I'm like, holy crap. It turns out it's for charity or something, I guess, but pretty cool. I was thinking maybe something like make out a weekly list. Like a supper list like Mom used to do. She would make out the list of what we were going to have for supper each night before she went grocery shopping. Maybe that's what I should do. Make out a list. And it doesn't even have to be day by day. I can just make out 7 different days worth of foodstuffs. And each day I could pick one out of the 7, maybe even draw it randomly from a hat. And then that way I could hope that they're like, oh, please let me get the one with the 2 TV dinners in it, or something like that. But the thing is, I would have to make different plans for my days off, because when I'm at work, I don't eat while I'm there. Or if I do eat anything, I just bring it with me, like the apple. I brought an apple into work with me today. It's the first time I've ever done it. See what happens when I start drinking, or when I start eating a fruit? I don't want my Coke anymore, because Coke would be nasty with fruits. There's some things that just don't go together, and Coke doesn't go with fruits. It doesn't go with cereal either. There's things like that, you know. I can start eating more of that kind of stuff, because that makes me crave the water, and then I'll start drinking more water. And I don't know, water, you know, the soda really is the big thing, because my mom told me when she switched to diet soda, she lost 30 pounds. So there's an idea. But I guess what I really need to do first and foremost is get a scale. I have a scale. You know what? Here, I'll take you with me and I'll weigh myself. Let me tell you something. It has been about 3 months since I've stepped on this thing, so I have no idea. What it's going to say. I'm sorry, I'm not even pointing you at anything. And I'm not wearing any pants either, so I got to be careful here. Okay, let's have a look and see what I got. Wow. Jeez, I thought I was... Okay, I guess I'm only 230. Well, I could look in the screen, that would help. Like 236? Is that what that said? And that's starting at... Well, hell, I think it's set up to like 6 pounds. So I want to get a scale, a real scale, like a digital one. One that I know is going to be extremely accurate. So I can take, you know, a daily weigh-in or something like that, or a weekly thing. Was there anything else to say? I think there was... Oh, yeah. I started singing karaoke online. There's a site called The Sims On Stage, and my sister introduced me to it. She said, get your ass over here to this site. And sure enough, it's a karaoke site, so I sing on there. My ID is Lost Guy with an underslash in between the 2 words. Oh. And I'm not as good of a singer as I thought I was, because when I play it back, it sounds like crap. Plus, a lot of my recordings, they don't synchronize right. The voice doesn't synchronize with the music when you play it back. So that's a huge issue, but, you know, I actually went out and bought a $40 headset yesterday thinking that was the problem. It wasn't. So I upgraded my Flash player thinking that was the problem. It wasn't. But apparently I'm not the only one having this issue, so it must be just some site thing, I don't know. But hell, you're lucky you can find a site to do that on at all, really. So I've been doing a little bit of that, too. That's been taking up some of my time, too. The thing is, I hate to sing too loud, because the neighbors will hear me, you know. And that's just embarrassing. But some of these songs, you know, the notes, to hit the high notes, I have to sing loud. Because I can't hit the high notes if I'm singing quiet. But if I, like, shout or, like, raise my voice a little bit, I can get to those notes better. Like on Kissing a Fool by George Michael. I've been trying to do that one. But I keep missing the note. God. Yeah, okay, we talked for long enough. This is really ridiculous. I don't know. Well, okay, so I'll see you guys later, and bye.